After 40 years of false starts and endless rumors, Masters of the Universe is finally happening. The live-action He-Man movie is officially locked into the June 2026 release schedule, and it sounds like Mattel is pulling out all the stops to make it worth the wait. Mattel Films' CEO Robbie Brenner recently caught an early cut of the movie and was absolutely thrilled with what she saw. She said she'd just seen the director's cut and was blown away, calling it the studio's second big theatrical release after Barbie. She described it as the perfect follow-up, saying it's fun, fresh, and completely its own thing. Brenner also visited the set during production, and it left quite the impression. According to her, it was the biggest project she's ever worked on, even bigger than Barbie. The production took over multiple sound stages and several backlots, packed with massive practical sets and towering characters straight out of Eternia. She mentioned seeing actors in full costume walking around as 8-foot-tall warriors, saying the whole thing was crazy in the best possible way. Also last week, during the Welcome to Derry red carpet, Camila Mendes, who plays Teela in the new Masters of the Universe movie, gave fans a little tease of what to expect. She said the film strikes just the right balance between heart and humor. What surprised her most when she first read the script was how natural that balance felt. It doesn't mock itself, but it definitely knows how to have fun. Mendes admitted there's still a ton of post-production work ahead, but even from what they filmed, she could already tell this one's gonna be something special. Mendes also had a lot of praise for her co-stars. She said Nicholas Galitzine is phenomenal as He-Man. She also praised Alison Brie's performance as Evil Lynn, calling her an amazing villain with perfect comedic timing. Alison Brie herself previously hinted at how the movie will appeal to both longtime fans and a new generation. Speaking to Screen Rant, she said, Masters of the Universe is a blast and manages to capture that nostalgic charm for those who grew up with He-Man while still feeling fresh for newcomers discovering it for the first time. At CinemaCon, select attendees got a sneak peek at footage from the movie, and it sounds like the creative team went all in to make Eternia look and feel just like the toys and animated series. A behind-the-scenes reel reportedly showed He-Man's iconic sword, while the director reminisced about the toys he grew up with. The clip was packed with practical effects mixed with CGI, incredibly faithful costumes for Teela, Man-at-Arms, and Jared Leto's Skeletor, and massive physical sets. It ended with He-Man standing tall, his hair blowing heroically in the wind. That attention to detail should come as a relief to fans who were disappointed by the infamous 1987 Masters of the Universe movie starring Dolph Lundgren and Frank Langella. This time, it finally looks like He-Man's return to the big screen will deliver the epic, larger-than-life fantasy adventure the franchise always deserved. By the power of Grayskull and with a little help from Amazon Studios, Masters of the Universe is finally charging into theaters on June 5th, 2026. It's been a long road to get here. This project has bounced around Hollywood for years, even landing at Netflix for a while before the pandemic shut everything down. It was revived again in 2022 with fresh plans to start shooting that summer, but those got scrapped just as quickly. Now the reboot is fully alive under the direction of Travis Knight, who gave us Bumblebee. He's got a real knack for balancing nostalgia with new energy, delivering big visuals and plenty of heart at the same time. And honestly, that's exactly what Masters of the Universe needs. The franchise dominated the 80s, but has been mostly dormant ever since, so bringing it back to life means honoring what fans loved while making it feel bold and modern. Filming finally kicked off, and Nicholas Galitzine confirmed on Instagram that production wrapped by July. Everything seems right on track for its summer release. Another big piece of the puzzle is how the movie was filmed. Production spanned multiple countries, with the main sets built in the UK, while parts of Eastern Europe doubled as the otherworldly landscapes of Eternia. The cast has mentioned that the shoot was massive, with full-scale practical sets designed to make the world feel real. It's the same approach we saw in The Lord of the Rings or Dune, where the environments breathe life instead of relying purely on CGI. If Masters of the Universe commits to that level of world building, it could look absolutely epic on the big screen. The risks are obvious, the budget is huge, the franchise has been niche for decades, and the script is rumored to shake up the lore in bold ways. But honestly, that might be exactly what it needs. If the filmmakers can honor the original while telling a fresh, modern story, this could be more than just another blockbuster. It could breathe new life into the entire universe. I'm beyond ready for that first trailer. I want to see how it all comes together on screen, and I really believe they've got a shot at surprising even people who've never heard of He-Man before. Plot details are still mostly under wraps, but the core of the story remains centered on Prince Adam, heir to the throne of Eternia, who transforms into the legendary He-Man through the Power Sword. In this new take though, Adam actually starts out as an ordinary office worker on Earth, unaware of his true heritage or destiny. Over time, he begins to uncover the secrets of his past and the incredible power waiting inside him. Earth won't stay the main setting for long though. Eternia is still the heart of the mythology, and the story is expected to shift there, or possibly unfold across both worlds at once. Rumors suggest we'll even get some major lore moments, like flashbacks diving into Skeletor's backstory. Before he became the skull-faced tyrant we know, he was Keldor, King Randor's brother, whose betrayal set him down a dark and twisted path. The movie is said to feature a huge lineup of classic characters from the original canon, both heroes and villains, making it feel like a true revival of the entire Masters of the Universe lore. We've already seen glimpses of Galitzine as both Adam and He-Man, and he definitely looks the part. But the real mystery is Jared Leto's Skeletor. Amazon is keeping his look completely under wraps, which only adds to the hype. It's also officially confirmed that the movie takes place in the present day, not the 80s like some early reports suggested. That said, leaks and rumors hint that the filmmakers are shaking up the lore in some pretty major ways. Don't expect He-Man's origin to follow the classic path. Instead, Adam starts off as a normal guy in the modern world, completely unaware of his true heritage. The rumored story has him as an ordinary office worker whose memories of Eternia were erased as a child. Everything changes the moment he discovers the Power Sword, unlocking both his lost memories and his true identity. That's when he learns he's actually a prince and that his homeworld is in danger. Skeletor has already taken over part of Eternia and established a brutal dictatorship, so Adam has no choice but to embrace his destiny and fight to restore balance. On paper, the early plot feels familiar. A regular guy discovers he's special and sets off to save the world. It's a formula we've seen 100 times. Barbie turned a similar setup into a cultural and box office phenomenon, but whether the same approach will work for Masters of the Universe is a much bigger gamble. Unlike Barbie, this franchise doesn't have the same mainstream recognition, which makes the simple setup a little riskier in the eyes of fans. The hope is that Amazon has something extra up its sleeve, maybe a clever twist, a bold visual style, or a fresh take on the mythology that makes this version stand out from all the other hero origin stories. At this point though, it's far too early to know. We haven't seen a polished frame, let alone a teaser. Everything out there right now is just raw set footage and leaks. Until the first official trailer drops, all we can do is wait and see just how much power this reboot really packs. Another aspect we haven't really touched on yet is the wider lore from the Masters of the Universe canon. Beyond Eternia and Earth, the original stories mention other planets, magical realms, and alternate dimensions like Primus and various mystical worlds full of strange creatures and cosmic forces. While the movie hasn't officially confirmed any of this, there's potential for the filmmakers to pull from these elements to expand the universe visually and narratively. Imagine epic battles with armies from other realms, magical landscapes, or cosmic threats that make the story feel even bigger. If they lean into this rich lore, it could give longtime fans something new to geek out over while making the universe feel alive and massive on the big screen.